Gonna be a little short one. See, what people fail to understand is like whenever you're a black Republican, you don't stop seeing racism just because you decide to become Republican. The thing is, we still see racism, but we just see racism on the other side. Like, okay, so when you're a black Republican, you experience racism, and racism doesn't stop existing, but the racism that you see is the racism on the white Democratic side. So how white liberals are condescending and they have the bigotry of low expectations when it comes to black people. They automatically assume that you have low IQ. They automatically assume that, that because you are black, you're supposed to act a certain way. And then the thing is, white people try to fool you, and the white liberals try to fool you into believing that they're not racist like the other white people, when to be honest, they're just as racist, probably even more racist. My thing is, most of the black Democrats are stupid, or a lot of them are fooled into believing that white liberals have their best interest at heart, or white Democrats have their best interest at heart, or they're like the allies. They're not racist. When to be honest, what did Malcolm X say? The most dangerous white person to ever come across is a white liberal. Those are the most dangerous ones. Those are the ones, see, they fool black people into believing that they have their best interest, when really all they do is they dote on the black community, and they make sure that the black people, they stay impoverished, they stay being the minorities that they are in terms of failing, so then that way they can always have our vote every 4 years, and we vote the same and nothing ever changes. We've had Democratic presidents. Well, what about racism change? Nothing. We talk about the same issues every 4 years. And then now we have other minorities, Hispanics, Asians, even people who aren't even of other races. You have sexualities, the gays, the lesbians, transgenders, non-binaries, all these other fuckers. They're now getting more representation in the Democratic Party than we are. And honestly, it's becoming an insult, and I'm sick of, every other minority using the black struggle as a way to identify with us, as they get more things done for them in the Democratic Party than black people are getting for themselves. They take our struggle and then use us. They hijack our struggle, use us, and then they get far more ahead, as they get far more representation in the Democratic Party than we do. Now we are not treated, we're treated like second-class citizens in a party that's supposed to be for us. And they don't have to do anything for black people because we get their vote every 4 years. The white liberals, the thing is, you got the black liberals and the white liberals working together. You got the white liberals thinking that they're so much of allies and they're not racist and all this shit. You got black people, have them feeling so comfortable to think that they can disrespect black people who are Republicans and now call them sellouts and race traitors and all this shit. I'm like, who the fuck is this white person calling somebody a race traitor and a sellout? You're on the other side. Are you not a race traitor and a sellout? Should you not be with the fucking Republican side? Like, it doesn't even make any sense, man. Why the fuck do my blackness have to be questioned just because I decide to vote Republican? And it's never like this in any other race. Other races of people, Hispanic people, can vote either Democrat or Republican, and their race doesn't have to be called into question. Asian people can vote either or, and their race doesn't have to be called into question. White people can vote either or, and their whiteness doesn't have to be called into question. It's only in the black community does your blackness have to be called into question. Are you being looked at as a sellout or whatever the fuck because you are voting a different party? And then the thing is, all the way up until the 1960s, black people voted predominantly Republican. It only changed under the LBJ administration, when LBJ is like, he with his plan of the Great Society Act and all this shit, I'm going to have these niggas voting Democrat for the next 200 fucking years or whatever the fuck he said. It's like, dude, the Democratic Party was the one back in the days of slavery that wanted slavery to continue. They were of the South. The South wanted slavery to succeed. Most of these fucking racist whites, what do they vote? They vote fucking Democrat. They vote fucking whatever, liberal. They're some of the most fucking racist motherfuckers that you'll ever come across. But the thing is, their racism evolved to where now they're going to pretend like they're not racist in order to, try to appeal to minorities so they could get our vote. But, you have black people who have drank the Kool-Aid and are on the plantation, and they are not smart enough to realize that they're being duped. And now you have white people who are your, quote, allies, disrespecting black people in issues that don't even concern them because they're not even black. To have Joe Biden feel as comfortable as he did to say that if you don't vote for me and you vote for Trump, then you ain't black. He's somebody who isn't even black that's going to say that you're not black if you vote for him. Who the fuck is he? And where does he get the audacity to say something like that? He's not black. And who the fuck is he to decide blackness? We're gonna let the white person who isn't even black decide blackness? Dictate blackness? Really? I don't give a fuck if you're on the Republican side or the Democrat side. I believe that black people should stick together when it comes to just leaving white people out of our shit, man. When it comes to black issues, it's like, what the fuck are you doing allowing this white liberal to disrespect a black Republican? Or what are you doing allowing this white Republican to disrespect a black liberal? It's like racism did not stop existing just because you decided to vote either Democrat or Republican. Like, that's the thing. For me, I wouldn't consider myself neither Republican nor Democrat. I'm more of an independent voter because I voted for both parties before. So it's like I'm independent, but I would say around this time around, I'm more Republican leaning, but I wouldn't say that I'm just a Republican extremist all the way. No, I'm not. I'm just, or I wouldn't say that I'm more like, I would say I'm a bit more conservative leaning, but I'm not a full on 100% conservative. Nah. However, for me, racism doesn't go away because you decide to be a Republican. Racism still exists. Racism is still very prominent. And as a matter of fact, racism is prominent whenever you see the other side of racism. When you're a black Republican, you see it more often with the white liberals. In the same way that when you're a black liberal, you see whatever racism that you see on the other side with the white Republicans, man. That's the thing. Regardless of what political spectrum that you're on, racism is still alive. And for us to be divided as a race because of political ideologies, for black people in families to break apart and stop talking to each other, families getting split up and divorced and all that shit, man. Black Republicans being made to feel like a black sheep in their family. They'll sooner accept a gay person coming out of the closet in the family before they accept a black Republican or a conservative. Like, it doesn't even make sense. But in my honest opinion, I believe that if you really want to end racism, racism should be ended by black Republicans and Democrats working together to call out racism on both sides and stop letting white liberals believe that because they vote Democrat that they're not racist. Because the white Republicans are known for being racist. And some of them are. I'm not saying that they're not, but most of them, or most of what y'all would call racism from the white Republicans, is just mild indifference with a mix of contempt. But anyways, for me, that's pretty much all I have to say for now. But until then, I'm out. I'll continue on with a part 2 if needed. But until then, I'm out. You already know what it is, man. It's the underdog motherfucking soldier. I've spoken, and I approve this message. Deuces.